In the last video, we pulled a couple of AI models locally with Ollama. I pulled a couple more, as you can see, uh, since then to try out other things and such. And we set up our VS Code extension to utilize those local AI models. So since then, I've done a couple of things, but for this part, we're gonna I set up a UI for Ollama for like general chat and stuff, kind of like you would in ChatGPT and stuff like that. And I added it. I added that it's a server, so I added that. I well, I guess it was not really so much a server, but I added that as a startup application so that I have it running every time. So I think on Windows and Mac, you get this included already when you install Ollama, but on Linux you don't. I've installed this using a it's a like a sort of a um, it's sort of a just a UI interface you can run locally, and it'll automatically access your local um, AI models and stuff that you've installed. So scroll down. Yeah, right here. So before this, I just created a Python virtual environment, installed this open-webui in it, and ran it. And that's pretty much it. When you first run it, I will say though, when you first run it, it takes like a little bit of time to load. I'm not sure. You know, I guess it's just like installing a bunch of stuff. But it takes a little bit to load, I guess, to configure with your local AI models and such. But once it loads, you just open it at your localhost URL. Now I set the port at 3001. Yeah, because I use 3000 and 8080 regularly. The default is 8080, but I'm already using that for a different script that I'm running. So I installed my I set up a Python virtual environment. I installed this in it and ran the script, and I was like from there. There's like going to be a lot of loading, so you need to wait a little bit, and then you can visit, you know, that URL, that your localhost URL. Then I added it as a startup application, so I have it. Let's see. Yeah, this one. So let's just go to that real quick. Okay, very simple script. Just, you know, activate that Python virtual environment that I created, and do that same command except with the port 3000. That's all. So whenever I start up my Pop! OS install, I have this server running, and I have it ready. And then from there, I just uh, instead of having it in the browser just like that, you can just install it if you're using Chrome uh, as an app. Yeah, I think you will see that option here. And I have it here from there. So it automatically finds all the models that you have installed. So you don't need to do any setup. All this, one thing is, I'm very surprised at how easy all of this has been so far. Very, very easy to do. One thing I will say, I worked a little bit with these models for coding. So I was impressed with some of these models, and some of the models not, you know, so much. So I'll talk about that in a later part. What I do want to talk about is like general chat and general, um, you know, questions and stuff like that. The downside to local models here is that they're not going to be as up to date in terms of, you know, training. Um, so if you have questions about more recent stuff, they might struggle with that. Not might, like from my experience, like they will. Um, so when it comes to general chat, you know, local AI models struggle a little bit more with that. But with coding, I was very impressed with some of the models. For general chat, I've been using this 3.2 and uh, this. DeepSeek R1. Those two I've been using for general, questions and just, things, ideas and stuff like that. For coding, I was very impressed with Gwen. I think that's how it's pronounced. 2.5 coder. Oh, and this for general chat as well. For general chat as well, yeah. This one and Code Llama. Been very impressed. Code Llama, as you can see, it's a little bit heavier. So it does take a little bit more time. But again, I'll go over those things. The coding related stuff, I'll go over in part 3, I think. But yeah, this is for now what I did for part 2. So it's really cool. I have essentially all these models on my local machine. So all the at this point, it's now just like a bunch of ideas coming to my head, like what I can do next and stuff. So one thing I was thinking, other than coding, was like a Linux like AI assistant. Like, oh, can you find me this file? Where's that installed on my system? Now I know there's a bash command for that. But things like that, like giving, of course, with confirmation and such, but giving read and write access to an AI model. So I thought to try that. That might be something in a later part. But that's for this part. Tune in for the later parts upcoming. I think this is going to be a really cool series, especially as we get going later on. Past these, setup portions. So please subscribe so you can get the next videos.